Hello and welcome back, Malo here, and today we're playing Minecraft Regrowth. And in the last episode, we finally got our Curtis quartz, whatever you want to call it. And in between episodes, I did a lot more things as usual, as I said I was going to do. But actually, I did even more than I thought I was going to do between episodes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you around. So first of all, if you remember at the end of the last episode, I said I was going to make a battery, and I have made that. I actually made the top tier ultimate energy cube, and you can see right now this battery is full. It is storing is at maximum storage at the moment. So that's good. Actually, that must have been pretty recent because last I checked it was only about half full. So I'll talk about how that happened here shortly, but I want to discuss what went into making the battery. It's not called battery. I thought no. What is it called? I was just looking at it. Energy cube. That's what it's called. It is a capacitor and or battery, but it is called an energy cube. Now, the confusing and annoying thing about this is that I had originally come up with all of these ingredients and it didn't work. So I created the ultimate control circuits, which are a huge rabbit hole. These are the biggest rabbit holes. An energy tablet, the atomic alloys, the diamond chipset, and the sheets of titanium, as well as the basic energy cube, which I created using this recipe, the steel casing. I think I showed you this recipe last time, which was hard enough, but the ultimate energy cube looked a lot harder. So I got all these ingredients, put them in the crafting table, and they didn't work. It turns out the reason for that, and I just found this out through trial and error, but I kind of presumed that this might be the problem, is that these recipes are actually wrong. They say basic energy cube in the center, but they actually take the previous tier. So in order to create an advanced energy cube, you need the basic energy cube here. But in order to create an elite energy cube, you actually need an advanced energy cube in here. So I actually had to create one of each of these, which was a big pain, but I ended up doing it, and I'm happy I did because the storage capacity of the basic energy cube is only 800,000 RF. However, the storage capacity of the ultimate energy cube is 51 million RF. So it's a pretty big leap there, and I'm glad I went for it. So let's just really quick show you what goes into the ultimate control circuit. So first of all, the energy tablet itself takes the two basic control circuits, the enriched alloys, and the iron chipsets. The chipsets are really what take the longest because the assembly table is pretty slow, even with 6 lasers going. But the basic control circuits take enriched iron, as I showed you last time, and more redstone chipsets, etc. The redstone chipsets are the ones that take the least time on the assembly table, followed by the iron chipsets, followed by the golden chipsets, and the quartz chipsets, which I don't think you actually use in any of these recipes, and then the diamond chipsets take a long time to finish. And then, so for the ultimate control circuit, you need 2 elite control circuits, and I needed 2 ultimate control circuits, so I needed 4 elite control circuits, I needed 4 diamond chipsets here, I needed 8 advanced control circuits, and 8 golden chipsets, and then I needed 16 basic control circuits and 16 iron chipsets. So it was a pretty long process, but I did complete that. So the next thing that I wanted to do, and I mentioned last time, I had the charger ready. It's right here. Here's the charger. So you put quartz into here, and I have it set up to where I just put quartz into this barrel back here that you can barely see, and it goes into the thing, and then it'll automatically have a filter down here on this emerald transport pipe that will automatically only take out charged Certus quartz. And so I charged Certus quartz that way, and the reason I needed charged Certus quartz is because, as I said last time, I needed to get the Fluix crystals. So I got those. They're not that hard to create. You just throw charged Certus quartz, nether quartz, and redstone dust, and it pretty much makes them instantly. However, I wanted to continue with the AE system, so I needed to make the controller and other things. So let's see, what did the controller take? So for the ME controller, you need these pure Fluix crystals. Now you see it doesn't take the regular Fluix crystals. You need the pure ones. And for the pure ones, you need to drop a Fluix seed made from Fluix dust and sand into a puddle in water. So the Fluix seed you get from just crushing the Fluix crystals into dust, which is done in the crusher here, and then adding sand. Well, that's easy enough, but then you throw them into a puddle. Now, if you don't have any crystal growth accelerators, that process takes way too long. I sat there and waited in hopes that I could just be patient, but I wasn't patient enough. I think it would take like hours, many, many hours for the seeds to actually turn into the pure Fluix crystals. So I finally gave in and created the crystal growth accelerators. And the reason I wasn't sure that I should be able to do that is because I wasn't sure if I would be able to power these, because I know these power conduits and no other power conduits go into these except the cables directly from ME, the ME glass cables. But these need to be hooked up to something else, which then is getting power. And I didn't know if I could create anything, because obviously I couldn't create the controller yet without the pure Fluix crystals. But there is another item in the pack that I remembered that exists. It's called this energy acceptor, and it basically takes energy from some other mod, like from these cables here, these pipes here, and transfers it into the glass cable, or the energy through the glass cables. And so that was the energy acceptor, and you'll see that was not actually that hard to make. I needed iron ingots, either kind of Fluix crystal, so the regular kind, which is easy to make, and the quartz glass, which is just crushed any kind of quartz, well, Certus quartz or nether quartz, which is, either one is fine, and then the glass. So that's easy enough. So I made the energy acceptor, got the crystal growth accelerators hooked up, and then threw the seeds in there, and then they grow pretty fast, like within a minute, or maybe even less. So that was much better once I got that all figured out. Then I created, this energy back here wasn't really enough to keep all my machines running, let alone, get the system going that I needed to get the storage system going, and that takes a lot of energy itself. So I wanted to create a passive kind of power generation as well. And so I opted for wind turbines, which, if you don't know, the higher you put them, the more energy they produce. But I didn't want to go all the way up to build limit. I want to eventually maybe build a tower or something to put these on. So I don't want it to look too sort of out of place. But for now, they're up in the sky a little bit, and they're producing some energy, and a decent amount of energy, actually. So much so that I needed another kind of pipe to transfer all that energy, because these gold pipes, and so the gold, or the emerald pipes, they take out, I think, like 2,000, well, we can look this up real quick. The kinesis pipes is what they're called. And the emerald kinesis pipes take out 2,560 RF per tick. The golden ones also take 2,560 RF per tick, but once I stacked all of them together, that was too much RF, so I got the diamond kinesis pipes, which accept up to 10,000 RF per tick, and once you can see once I merge the two streams, then I turn them into diamond kinesis pipes, and then those go directly into the battery below, as do the pipes coming out of the two industrial steam generators. So I got lots of power going into the battery, and it's enough to sort of power everything, including the assembly table that's constantly running, the refineries that are constantly running, and my ME system, which you'll see shortly. But once I have some of these other machines running, then it starts draining the battery. But that's fine, because the battery has a lot of storage in it, so that's good. So to create the wind generators was a pain, as you probably could imagine. I'll show you. So for each wind generator, you need elite control circuit. Now, you've already seen these. These are a pain because you need 2 advanced control circuits, 2 basic control circuits for each of those, and so I had to create a whole bunch more chipsets, which is why I have this assembly table auto crafting chipsets at the moment, because it's just easier to have them ready than to make them and wait an hour before they're done. And then you also need an energy tablet for each one as well. And I crafted 16 of those, so I'm pretty proud of that. But you can see right now I have a similar setup to what I have over in the seed kind of agricraft area over there with the magical crops, where I have a hopper hawk that is sucking up any item that is made from the assembly table, because the assembly table pops it right out automatically once it makes it. And I have a floating solagnolia here to prevent me from sucking up the items, so they go directly into here. But actually what I've been doing is taking them out of here and putting them into my system, which I'll talk about here shortly. So let me go sleep real quick. The next thing that I made, that I had to make in order to get the AE system up and running, was the inscriber. And the inscriber is the thing that you need to make the processors, which are actually in this mod pack made from chipsets as well. So another reason to make even more chipsets. And then you put like a stamp in here. You have to get silicon, make silicon chipsets, silicon sort of pre-pads that are ready for the processors. Then put these in with other things like this. I'll show you in just a second. There's these from another mod, these like diamonds, I don't remember what they're called, you'll see here shortly, and the silicon thing to make the processors that you need to make in order to get the AE system working. But for that you need this thermionic fabricator, and the thermionic fabricator will make these. I'll just show you if I look up processor. If we look at the engineering processor, you need the printed engineering circuit, which is normal from Applied Energistics 2, but to create this is where it's a little tricky. And then, like I said, you need the diamond chipsets as well, which is annoying. But you need these. Normally in other versions of this mod I've played, you need to just put a diamond in here, but here you need to put these diamantine electron tubes, which you have to make in the thermionic fabricator. So you have to get molten glass here, and then 5 diamonds makes 4 diamantine electron tubes. So it's actually a little bit more expensive that way too. So that's pretty annoying, but I got that done as well. And then I moved all my stuff around. So let's show you that. So if I go down here, I moved all my storage. You can see it's no longer right in your face when you get down here, and now it is in this giant wall along the back of my room. And I left a little room to work back here, which is nice. But what's really nice about this setup with the drawers is that it can interact with the ME system. And in fact, when it interacts with the ME system, it doesn't actually take any storage space in the ME system. It's its own storage space. And the really nice thing is you don't have to put like a interaction node on every single drawer. You just need to put it on the controller. So I put an ME storage bus right on the controller, and it can see everything in here. And I think I said before, the drawer controller can see drawers up to 12 blocks in either coordinate direction. So it's not like a radius of 12 blocks, but it's 12 vertically and 12 horizontally, and 12 in all 3 directions. So I can still fit a lot more drawers in here if I want to, but for now these are the drawers that I have. They're sort of semi-organized, but they're not that organized, but I'm not that concerned about it. I've got a lot of compacting drawers, which are really nice for the things like ingots and some other items as well. But now you can, as you've seen probably, I have made the ME system as well. And I decided to make a donut-shaped ME controller because I thought it would look cool, and I'm pretty happy I did that. And then I have these dense cables coming out the back so that I can get a lot of channels off of each of these dense cables, because the controllers themselves you can get a lot of channels off of, and so I wanted to have, be able to get a whole bunch of channels, as many as I'm ever going to need off of these controllers. And I'm using the dense cables to do that with anchors between them so that they don't connect. And then you can see I have other ones prepared for future use, and then I have wires going everywhere. Now this wire goes up and through to a crafting grid up there. This wire goes around back to the drawer controller back there, like I showed you earlier. This one goes to another crafting grid that's over there, and I'll show you where they are on the surface here in case you didn't see them already. And this one goes down to more storage, which I have a few things in there right now. I have a decent amount of this one filled, and none of this one filled yet. So I have actually used the storage as well. I've had to create the 64K storage disks, which were also a pain, as you can imagine, because for each one of those you need 27 of these golden chipsets, because you need 27 of the associated processors. So the logic processors. So that was a pain for each 64K, and now I have another 28, so I could do another one, but I should probably put a crafting grid down here as well so that I just have one. But I'm not going to have to come down very often anymore, because I can access all of my stuff from either here or over here, which is where I've been accessing most of my items from, and crafting as well. So yeah, I'm looking pretty good right now. I went out and got a whole bunch more oil recently. I'm now back up to 132,000 millibuckets of oil. So that's pretty good. I've actually been getting it from, there's another oil kind of area over there, but it's actually running pretty low on oil now. I still have a little bit more out there. You may be able to see just on the horizon, and I can go out and look for other oil regions as well. So I'm not too concerned about running out of oil, but I also have the passive generators, and I can create more if I need to as well, so that this doesn't have to be a permanent solution. Now, when I say this doesn't have to be a permanent solution, I think that's an important point I want to make, is that all of this looks like a giant mess, as does a little bit the stuff below as well. But I think what I'm going to do, in fact I know what I'm going to do, is this is not permanent. I want to create some buildings and or areas to kind of store these that look a lot nicer and are more organized, because this is a mess of tubes and wires, as you can see. And I may keep the AE system down here, because I think this room is, I think that's a good use for this room down here, is storage. I think this room is nice and big so that I can expand anything I need to expand down here. I also have the secondary room in here that I don't really know what I'm gonna do with, except one thing I want to do with it is, I think I took out all the iron. I did, so I'm gonna have to put that back, but I can do that later. I want to put another beacon in here, and that way I can get speed on this side of my... Now, where did this come from? Oh, probably an Ender friend. He probably dropped that off down there. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so I can put the beacon down there, which will pop up over here, and then I can keep my speed no matter which kind of half of my base I'm on. So that should be good, too. But in order to do that, I need to fight another Wither. And in order to fight another Wither, well, that's easy. I have the 3 skulls I needed, and I can create more as needed because I have the Wither soul seeds, or Wither soul essences, so no concerns there. But what I really want to do is use the Pinkinator that I got, one of the Pinkinators that I got during the Botania fight, and see what that's all about. So that's probably my next step when I come back. But before then, before I cut out and get that all prepared, I did want to talk about a couple other things that I want to prepare. One of them is auto crafting is something that I want to get into as well, but I may do a few more quests in the quest tree before then. I'm not sure, because it seems like the quest tree is sort of leading me down that path anyway, as we'll talk about here. And then I also, like I said, I want to build structures, and I definitely want to do a lot of landscaping. I want to get this terrain looking a lot more natural. So the mod pack is called Regrowth. I want to actually kind of regrow something. I want trees, I want paths, I want to do things with the landscape around here. And one thing that I still need to do, and I keep avoiding because it involves going down the witchery path, is and going pretty far down the witchery path, is getting biomes in here. So instead of this, I don't know what biome does it say we're in, wasteland biome, I want to get actual biomes here so that the water color is different, the grass color is different, the leaf color is different, so that I don't have to worry about this ugly brown water and the like. So, and I can also probably start getting mobs, passive mob spawning and stuff. So that's probably going to be one of my ultimate goals as well, in association with landscaping. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get the pink wither prepared, and then I'll cut back in when I am ready to get it going. And we're back, and you can see I'm getting ready to fight the wither here, and I got the Pinkinator ready and everything. I'm east, I believe, of my base. There's the giant redwood tree, and I came by and I used this black hole talisman with dirt in it to replace a whole bunch, and the Rod of the Shifting Crest to replace a whole bunch of the cracked sand with dirt, and then I threw a bunch of seeds on it to turn it into grass, because I think the pink wither does things to grass, so I want to see that. So let's go ahead and get this started. Let's, there we go. Put one of you, and one of you, and then there we go. Nice! Now he's trying to give me hugs, and he is giving me hugs. So does he do anything with, with the ground? He doesn't seem to be doing anything with the ground. I wonder if there actually has to be grass. Well, let's, I have some bone meal, so let's go ahead and... Oh, I'm supposed to feed him something. That's right. I don't remember what I'm supposed to feed him, though. Let's see. I don't remember. Oops. Oh, I can ride him? What? What? I can ride the pink wither? Or is that just giving him a hug or something? Well, in any case, oh, it's riding him. I can't control him, though. You can see that he has 30 hearts worth of life, and I am riding him and doing absolutely nothing. So I don't remember. I have a couple more Pinkinators that I can use. Or I have one more Pinkinator, I think, that I can use when I figure out what I can do or what I need to give him to make him love me. But... I keep saying him, I don't know if it's a him or her, but I'm going to kill this one because I think it still drops Nether Star, which is the main purpose of this, because I wanted to get another, beacon, so that I can have speed, like I said, everywhere I go. He did not drop Nether Star, so let me... Well, I'll probably do that off camera, but I'm gonna fight an actual wither. I just wanted to see what the Pinkinator was all about, and the pink wither was all about. Now I've seen it, and that was pretty awesome. But I'll probably spawn one in here in my own base area, since he didn't seem to actually hurt anything at some point later down the line. But oh, there was a big lag spike there. But yeah, I don't really need to worry about that right now. So I'll cut back in when I am ready to show you more. And we're back. And as you can see, let me go get these berries. I'm very ADD apparently. As you can see, I have a couple new things here. Well, lots of new things actually. I've replaced all my power cables with these Ultimate Universal cables because I don't think they explode, and I don't like the idea that the other ones can. I have these wheat and biofuel barrels, so I'm making biofuel via crushing wheat in this crusher when I need to, but I have a switch up there that has this hopper locked, so no wheat's currently going into the crusher because I have plenty of biofuel, as you can see. Each wheat creates 4 biofuel, so it's easy to get it. And the reason I did that is because one of the quests that I've done allowed me to create had me create a biogenerator, and I've created 2 more since then because they're very easy to create and they produce a lot of power. And as you can see, I have more than enough biofuel going into them so that there's excess and they're all getting pumped back into the barrel here. So that's one big change that I've made. In addition to the cables, another big change that I made is downstairs, and this is perhaps an even bigger change. I have gotten some auto-crafting stuff up and running, so these molecular assemblers basically take a recipe for like a crafting grid, and when you ask the system to make you something that's in one of the recipes, so these are the recipes in this one, these are the recipes in this one, then this molecular assembler will craft it automatically, but you have to have crafting processors to do that job. So I have 3 crafting processors, each with a crafting co-processing unit that allows it to do multiple things at once. So if you need to craft, say, if you have one job that's asking you to craft something that's kind of a rabbit hole and you have to do 3 crafting processes, it can do the 3 crafting processes at the same time to get that one thing crafted that you need to get crafted. It's a little bit confusing. The crafting co-processing unit doesn't allow you to do 2 tasks at once. It doesn't allow you to request 2 different recipes at once, but it allows it to, when you've requested one recipe, it allows the processing to do multiple processes at once while in the process to make that one thing that you're ultimately trying to make. And then crafting monitors out the front just to show what each of them is currently working on. And then over here, this was kind of an important step. I have inscribers. So each one of these has a press in it, so that's for silicon, this is for the calculation processor, etc., etc. And then I have ones up here for the final processors, which take the silicon and the chipsets and the I don't remember what the other thing's called, but it takes 3 ingredients. I guess we can look in one of the filters and see. So if we look in here, it takes the circuit, the chipset, and the silicon, and it will feed them into this inscriber, and then they will feed the result back into the system. Now this looks very complicated. It is kind of complicated because it's annoying the way that these pipes work. If they send out items and they can't fit into this, then they'll just keep going, which means I had to send them back into the chests, and I had to do 3 separate chests because otherwise things would get messed up with the silicon and it could go into the wrong... It could go into something, or I should say, if you have one chest and one processor, then you could start getting the wrong ingredients. So you could get, say, a silicon chipset with a different circuit, like a logic circuit instead of a calculation circuit, and then that would break the system. And then if you do one chest with 3 different inscribers, then you could send the silicon off to the wrong inscriber, and then that would not work either. So I had to do 3 different chests, 3 different inscribers, and you can see the piping is a mess in here, but it had to be. Fortunately, I did find one thing that helps a lot. These pipe plugs allow you to place pipes next to each other without connecting them. So that was useful in compacting everything. But this is about as compact as I could figure out with these kind of pipes. And as far as I can tell, these are the only real transport pipes in this mod pack, which I find extremely annoying because these pipes suck. BC transport pipes are really bad, and they're just bad. There's no 2 ways about it. They're so finicky. You have to do everything exactly right. And yeah, I don't like them. I really wish the Ender IO conduits or something like Ender IO conduits were in here, because those pipes are so much better. But I guess I have to work with what I have. But you can see I have now 4 64K ME storage cells because I was able to get the 64K, ME storage cells in here. So if I wanted to create one, well, right now I'm missing some golden electron tubes, and I don't have those set to autocraft, but I don't want another one at the moment. So, but I wanted to show you what I've done, and so additionally I've done several other quests. So let's go ahead and accept all the quests I've done. I hadn't accepted a lot of the ones that we had done earlier as well. So let's do all of the accepting. But yeah, let's start accepting now. Let's put everything. Well, let's put Thaumcraft things into here for now and see if we can accept those quests still. I think we should be able to. Yeah, okay. So if we accept this quest, we get 9 iron ingots. Hooray! If we accept this quest, we get 4 water cans. Hooray! If we accept this quest, we get 32 essence shards. Hooray! So nothing really helpful there, but I'm going to throw those back into the system. Let's see, in the Thaumonomicon. I might actually go down the Thaumcraft quest next. I haven't yet decided what I'm planning on really doing next, but there's nothing in the quest tree for that, so maybe I won't until I open something else up. But let's go ahead and accept this quest as well. I get 3 books and 8 experience drops, so there we go. That's not too bad. And then I can accept the quest in here. Now I've done all but one quest in here, and the one quest in here that I haven't done is locked. Looks like it's going to be right here, but I don't know what it's going to be because I don't have it unlocked yet. So I don't know what it's going to be. But let's accept the quest that we do have. So this super crafting frame is good for auto crafting apparently. This work table is good for crafting apparently. This void upgrade is good for putting on barrels so that you can void once it's past the limit of things that can fit into the barrel, which is pretty good, but I don't really need it that badly. Alright, so we have size upgrades. I get a claim a reward. I either get 2 size upgrade Mark IIs or 1 Mark III. I'll just take the Mark III. I don't really know anything about the size upgrades, and I'm not really going to use them probably. Yeah, let's just grab... I claim a reward again. Let's just grab some more improved chests because I can. There we go. And then, let's see, in here, compartments, I get 7 more compartments, which I'm never going to use because I have the storage system already up and running. Hooray for voice cracks! And then these are the quests that I've completed up here. So I get both of these. That's really good. An energy tablet and basic control circuits, which are nice. And then I get another ultimate energy cube. Oh, I didn't even have a full ultimate energy cube. That's pretty good, actually. I'll have to put that one somewhere. I don't know where yet. I'll figure it out. And then I get steel case. Ooh, 4 steel casings and 10 basic control circuits. That's pretty good, actually. Those are both used a lot in these mechanism things. Let's throw everything in here for now. Hopefully I don't need to have them on me to accept the rewards. I probably don't. I get 24 basic universal cables, which I can upgrade to ultimate universal cables now. I get 2 more basic tier installers, which I'm probably never going to use. I get to pick between speed upgrades and energy upgrades. I like both of them, but I will pick the speed upgrades. And then I get more biofuel, and actually 4 more biogenerators, so I might set those up as well, because I'm, as you saw, creating plenty of biofuel, so that's not a concern. Let's throw these things into here. There we go. And then I also created the Imag seeds, so I get both of these, the Misaka Cloud Terminal and the Essence of Imag, but I don't know if I'm going to start going down this quest tree because it looks pretty complicated, and I don't really need to at the moment. So yeah, that's what I have opened up so far. So I think, that's going to be the end of this episode. I think between episodes, I am going to do either some landscaping terraforming or some building of structures. Probably the latter first, so that I can get things out of the way, so that I can start landscaping. And I really want to get out of this cave here. This is the ugliest cave ever, and I'm still living out of it pretty much. So I want to get out of there, and I want to move all of my machinery somewhere else, so that into like a designated area for machinery. I just haven't decided yet if I want to do that above ground or underground or what. It sort of makes sense that I could have a machinery thing underground, I guess, because you don't need windows, or you think of like factories and stuff as not really. It doesn't really matter if they're underground or above ground, and it's easier, I think, to build underground. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Well, in any case, I'll decide between episodes, and I guess you'll see at the beginning of the next episode what I've decided. So, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and have a great day.